Hey everybody, and welcome back to Eorzea. Alright, last we left off, we are heading back to Limsa, finally, having completed the main story quest line around here, and having met Y'shtola, and dealt with Severin, and the Ravager, whatever they are, those blue-faced pirates, and how they're kidnapping people. So we got to find out that, that we got to touch more on the whole kidnapping issues that we keep hearing about in different quests. Now, the thing is that I could have run back in between episodes and just started this episode in the Drowning Wench. But instead of doing that, I wanted to show off a feature that I unlocked at level 10, which would be the Chocobo Keep, specifically the Chocobo Porter. Now, well-met traveler, might I interest you in a Chocobo Porter? Yes, you can. I want to hire a Chocobo Porter to go to Limsa. Basically, these are the taxis in the game, but there is something fun for Final Fantasy fans that happens when you mount up on a Chocobo, and you'll hear it now. Dun, 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 dun. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, it is the Chocobo theme. You can turn this song on and off in the main menu, and I honestly normally have it off. Go away, Fate, you're ruining my music. But yeah, see, we don't get it checked on here because, taxi. Anyway, I do normally have it off, because honestly the song can get a little repetitive if you're always mounting a Chocobo, but I don't have a mount right now, so it's fun to hear it every once in a while. And we are already at Limsa's gates. Now I can read this little tooltip, but we're gonna go through a loading screen in a second, so I'll read it in a second. Oh no, it just drops me. Okay, good. Alright, so dismounting Chocobo Porters. So while I was mounted, there was a little button right here where my mouse is. It says, while on Chocobo back, a Chocobo icon will appear in your status effects bar. You can end your ride at any time by selecting dismount from the pet hotbar. It looks like that. Be aware, however, that once you've dismounted, the Chocobo will continue onto his destination, leaving you behind. So basically, if you get off the taxi, you can't get back on. So, but yeah, and that's just a fun little thing that they've added. There's tons of different throughout this game. There's tons of homages, I guess you could say, to the or homages, or however you want to say that word. There was a big fight about that years ago, but never mind. But there's a bunch of references to previous Final Fantasy games, and one of those is the Chocobo song, and it's fun to hear it every once in a while. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Anyway, now we're going up to the upper decks, and we will talk to Bahamut. See if we can get him to, appraise him of the situation, and then see if we can get him to put a good word in for Severin, I guess. Per stalwart. What stalwart one is this? Stalwart? Stalwartson? What the leader of the Summerford Farms wanted us to do. Alright, hey Bahamut. Oh. Cutscene already, really? Bloody hells, life on the farm ain't quite how I pictured it. No kidding, Bahamut. But you needn't worry yourself over young Severin. The Yellow Jacket as hands out punishments is a good friend of mine, a good mate of mine. If I ask him nice, I reckon he'd be willing to commute the lad's sentence from hanging to keel hauling. Kind gentleman that he is. Okay. Keel hauling is beating, I think? Still, it's not death, so that's good. Okay. It's acceptable, thank you. I'm only jesting with you. I'll see he's treated fair. Okay, thank you. That's better. Okay, I think keel hauling is also death, honestly. Now it sounds to me like you've done everything old Stalwart asked of you and more, justifying me generous finder's fee in the process. Much obliged, lass. Finder's fee, really? You're kidding about that too, right? As for a reward, well, she's a lonely lady, this drowning wench of mine. How do you fancy keeping her company for a spell? With a free room and board. Free room and board? Venturin's a trying business, after all. Them as don't rest their bones every now and again, and tend to end up with broken ones. And take it from me, fightin' ain't nearly so much fun when you're nursing a shattered arm. Got that? Good. There'll always be a free bed. There'll always be a free bed for you, so make use of it. Okay, that is actually a rather awesome reward. Thank you, Badaran. Inn rooms are now available. Now that you'll have much time for your Not that you'll have much time for laying around. What with all the leaves you'll be doing. Oh, didn't I mention? I'm putting your name down for leaves. What does that mean? Our guild draws all manner of clients, offering all manner of odd jobs. Honestly, you'd be amazed how much folk will pay to avoid doing an honest day's labor. Just give to Mockery I guess that's to Mockery. Just give to Mockery a shout whenever you feel like making a few extra gil. She'll always have some task or other for you to do. Okay, guild leaves are now available. Oh, and it's all above board, in case you're wondering. We're careful to stay on the Admiral's right side in here, unlike some pirates I could mention. I tell you, if it turns out they had aught to do with them kidnappings, there'll be 7 hells to pay. A proper bleedin' reckoning. Which pirates are you talking about exactly? Mayhap that's what Limsa needs, though. On rough seas, sometimes you have to rock the boat. On rough seas, sometimes you have to rock the boat to right it. So you think some pirates that are in part of the government or in part of, like, the power structure here in Limsa had something to do with these kidnappings? Okay, but we'll have time for such talk when you're well and rested. Till then, enjoy the wench's hospitality. Okay. Thanks, Badaran, I'll do that. Let's see here. I'm still not going to get a headpiece, so, yep. Okay, apparently Reg's very happy about completing that one. You now have access to recommendations. This feature displays a list of quests or duties currently available in your area. The recommendations list can be opened from under Duty in the main menu, and will also be displayed automatically when you log in. Except I turned that off. Alright, if you find yourself unsure of what to do next, this tool makes it simple to locate activities suitable to your present class and level. Okay, cool. Alright, so yeah, the recommendations are in Duty, they said. Yeah, click recommendations. This shows up, recommended duties. The recommendations list displays quests or duties currently available in your area. Highlighting an item in the list will display further information regarding the duty, such as location. Recommendations are helpful for finding quick gil and experience, or simply confirming if there are any quests or hunting log targets in the area you might have missed. This is true. Like, hunting log targets will show up on here, and that's pretty cool. Wake of Destruction and Leaves of Swiftfoot. Wake of Destruction. Where's that? That's in the Marauders Guild. That's my next class quest. Okay, and then the main quest. Alright, right there. And then Leaves would be that thing over there. Yeah, it's the counter over there. Alright. Okay, so what to do first? Let's go pick up the Leave quest real quick. And then I'll talk to Badaran and get the next main quest. And... well, actually, no. Hold on. We've earned a quick rest. And so I want to check out the inn room. I finally have access to the inns, so greetings, lass. What can I do for you this fine morning? I would like to retire to my inn room. Just temporarily. Have a nice rest. Gah ha ha. I don't know why he laughs like that after he says that. It worries me a little, honestly. But, you know, whatever. Alright, and this is the inn room. Now, in each of the 3 city-states, the inn rooms look different. So this is what the inn room at the Drowning Wench looks like. Technically 4 city-states, I suppose, once we get to Ishgard. Ishgard's inn room is a doozy, believe me. Anyway, excuse me. So yeah, anyway, in the inn room, you have several amenities. We have a crystal bell here that lets you summon the aesthetician, which is the person who can, change your hair and your, the makeup, your tattoos, your facial details. You can't change, like, the facial structure. You can't change your eye color, I don't believe. Like, some basic things that you theoretically wouldn't be able to change at a salon. But, basically, like, things that you can change, like hairstyle and stuff like that. If you want to try, every patch, well, practically every patch, there are new hairstyles that are released for each class or for each gender and race combination. So this crystal bell here lets you summon the guy who's able to change them for you. The thing is, you can't use it yet, and it'll probably tell me. You are not authorized to summon the esthetician. Yeah, because I have not actually done the quest for the esthetician. There is a quest. I believe it is here in Limsa, so I will try and find that while I'm out and about. But yeah, you have to do a quest to get access to him. So I should be able to do that either, if not now, by level 15. Next we have the Orchestrion. The Orchestrion is a cool little thing that, well, the tooltip will probably explain it better than I can. The Orchestrion can be used to change the music in your estate or in-room, but only if you first have the obtained song rolls. Rolls can be obtained through a variety of means, including synthesis, purchase in shops, and discovery in treasure coffers. After obtaining a roll, use it to add the track to your Orchestrion list. Accessing an Orchestrion will open the settings interface. From here, you can listen to any tracks you have registered, as well as select that track to play in your estate or apartment. Shared estate background music can only be changed if you have been granted authorization. So, if you're in a free company, you can only change it if you've been given permissions. A feature unique to Orchestrions and in estates and apartments is the ability to register tracks as a playlist. Okay, so I can't do that in in-rooms. Alright, up to 8 songs can be registered to a playlist, which can then be played in order, shuffled, or a single track can be selected to play on repeat. Playback options for the playlist can be accessed via subcommands or the buttons found at the bottom of the playlist interface. Tracks not listed in the playlist can also be set as state background music by using the select track option at the bottom of the interface. Okay, so I don't have any other tracks at the moment aside from this current one. Where to find? Available for purchase in Gridania. Oh, that's cool. You can select different tracks and it tells you where you can get it. Alright, that's a new feature that that I did not know was there, and that's cool. Alright, so it tells you different songs. If you hear like battle music in a dungeon that you really, really like, the odds are that Orchestrion roll is available as a loot drop at the end of the dungeon. But even if it's not, you'll be able to check the Orchestrion list and be able to, it'll tell you where to find the track. Okay, alright, so next, what else is in here? The summoning bell. We have the summoning bell, which I also can't use at the moment, but summoning bells are used to summon your retainers, which are a thing that I can... Actually, I think I might be able to go and get one now. But retainers are basically NPCs that you create, and they act as your bank and your selling agent on the market board, which is cool. Alright, you got a toy chest. You can access the toy chest. I have not yet unlocked any minigames, apparently. But there are, there's at least one minigame that I'm aware of that you can access through the toy chest later on. The Armour. Situated in your in-room or estate, the Armour can be used to store certain kinds of items with limited methods of obtainment. These include job-specific gear, season event garb, and so on and so forth. Please note that only items with condition at 100% or above can be stored. Furthermore, storing an item will reset its spirit bond and condition, as well as remove customized elements such as dyes and crests. Yeah, so basically, I don't think I have anything that would be able to go into the Armour. It would qualify, but like they said, job armor, job-specific armor, also called artifact armor, I believe. Seasonal items, veterans rewards, things. Actually, wait, veterans rewards. So I should be able to drop those in here, unless they. Okay, here we go. I've got several veterans rewards that I can clear out of my stuff. So I will drop these in here. Okay, and there we go. I've emptied all of my veteran rewards out of my... Why is that not doing it? Control I. Thank you. Okay, I have emptied my veteran rewards out of my out of my armory chest here. For some reason, some of these are not going in. I don't know why, but whatever. But it is clearing up my armor chest a little bit. Alright, now, I love this window here. Especially, like, all of the inn rooms in all the 3 inns have a window, but this one especially is very nice. It's very bright and wide. Now the other 2 amenities in here, one is the Unending Journey, which if you right-click on it, it actually lets you replay cutscenes from the game. So right now we've got, there's all different categories here. So like, let's see here, side quests. If I choose side quests, and then I can choose Lominson side quests, and it actually has my level 1 coming to Lominson. So the quest, the cutscene that played at the very beginning of the game, that's in here. You'd think it'd be in the main scenario, but whatever. So, and then the main scenario stuff like the lurkers in the grotto, or just deserts, I guess is what it's, how you would say that. Anyway, so the Severin cutscene with the golem and everything, like all that stuff is here. So as you play the game, you can replay your cutscenes if you forgot what happened in the story, which is cool. And then, last but not least, and I will show you guys what this looks like, I guess. Let me just hide her weapon for a second. What you can do with the comfy feather bed is you can actually, well, you can do nothing first of all. You can do a sit emote next to it, and it'll have you sit on it. You can do doze, I believe. Okay, and that's while you're sitting. No, hold on. If I just do doze while standing next to it, yeah, it makes her lie down. So you can, like, I don't know, it'd be weird to roleplay lying down, I suppose, but the point is you can RP lying down, and there's like different positions that the different positions each character takes. This actually changes depending on your gender and your race, if I remember correctly, and maybe even your clan within your race. I'm not honestly sure, but yeah. So there's that, and I just think that's cool. But yeah, so you can sit on it and you can interact with the item. I believe there's a chair over here that you can sit on too if you want. You can sit on pretty much any chair in the game, most of the time. Benches, a lot of benches you can sit on too. So you can interact with a lot of objects in the game. But the other thing is, if you right-click like I did earlier, you can click log out, and it will actually let you log out of the game using this bed, and it'll give you a little scene, and I'll show it real quick. Okay, and then when you log back into the game, as I am doing now, it will show you getting up out of the bed. So it's a little immersive bit of fun that, like, you can just use the in-room to log in and log out, and I just find it kind of cool. I saw in a video about 1.0, which was the version of the game before this, before Realm Reborn, when they were closing out the original 1.0 version of the game, there were all sorts of events happening, including the red moon in the sky getting closer and getting bigger getting closer to the world and getting bigger, and there were NPCs wondering what's happening and everything else. And apparently, when you they instituted in rooms with beds you could log in and out of, like I just did, and apparently in the original game, after a certain patch, I think it was like 18 maybe, if you logged out using the bed and then stayed out of the game for a certain amount of time and then logged back in, you had a chance of actually triggering, instead of the just getting up off the bed and starting the game scene, which you would normally have happen, there was a chance that you would actually trigger a nightmare scene where you would have your character was actually in a dream, and they saw like different characters that they knew, different NPCs that they knew, like dying around them, and there was fighting and stuff, and it was really cool. And I'm hoping they'll like be that innovative with this eventually. It may never happen again, but I just think it's I just thought that was a really neat touch and a really good use of this function where, like, I mean, you can log out of the game at any point. You can just click this and hit log out and you're fine. But using this in-room, it gave you an incentive to use it, and it's like it was a very immersive experience, and I thought very creative, and I thought it was really cool. So yeah, there was a lot of interesting creativity that went into how they switched from 1.0 to 2.0. They could have just been like, all right, and we're starting a new game, but instead they like they kept the lore in mind, and they kept it, like, tried to make it an immersive experience. Like, there's a reason why the world is being remade into the, well, better game, basically, the better interface and all that stuff. but they really tried to like give it a story, and I really appreciate that. So I thought that was cool. All right, let's get going, and we will get headed in. Well, we're gonna go get more quests. Let's go.